Hello and welcome to the news at this hour. I am Tanti Azal. The headlines. Entrepreneurship, the future of the youth, says Sunday Diary. APC guarantees party victory at the polls. Russia changes commander again in Ukraine. In sports, Miami Heat defeat OKC in a record-breaking NBA game. The news detail. Nigeria, according to projection, will be the fourth most populated country on earth with 375 million people, with youth accounting for about 262 million of the population. Young people not only represent the future of a country but are one of the society's main agents of change and progress, as well as the great influence they have on economic development. Speaking on the efforts of successive governments to tackle youth unemployment and other challenges in Nigeria, the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Chief Sunday Akindari, on Wednesday in an interview on Alive TV's political program, Politics Alive, spoke on the present administration and the various efforts it is putting in place to change the fortune of youth for the better. He said the administration of Muhammadu Buhari has invested more in youth development concerns across the country than previous administration. Take a listen.
I think under President Muhammadu Buhari, what we have done is we've seen over 45 different youth-focused programs. Some of them are still ongoing. Some of them have wound down. Some of them will start very soon, even though they're just 4 months to go. I speak to one of them, which is the Empower program, the very first that came up 7 years ago, reputed to be the best in sub-Saharan Africa, a youth empowerment program. We have the number going up to about 1 million youth that are benefiting from it. That's one. Two, and that Empower program also has NTech and Agric. So it has a lot of flavors, about 5 different flavors. And several of our youth are benefiting from that. Then we talk about the youth investment, the Nigerian Youth Investment Fund, NYIF, the very first of its kind, established by this government. 75 billion naira was approved, 75 billion naira spanning over 3 years. We're in the second year. We're still pulling those resources. So far, we've had about 4.1 million Nigerians youth apply. About 32,000 have been approved. Over 28,000 have already assessed this loan. We hope that in the next 2 months or so, we're going to onboard another 50,000 youth that will benefit. This fund is for entrepreneurship. And it speaks to the fact that beyond white-collar jobs, beyond civil service jobs, what else can we do to quickly get our youth employed? We live in an age of digital skills, over 150 digital skills. We see the Asian countries emphasizing skills, hands-on, entrepreneurship, innovation. And then we've seen our youth really have the skills for this. So the future of decent jobs for our youth is to make sure that they are upskilled, they're given the digital skills they need, they're also given the finance and credit they need to start.
The 2023 general election is just 45 days away. Political parties and their candidates have been traveling the length and breadth of the country to woo voters in their favor. However, the ruling party, the All Progressives Congress, believes that it has what it takes to win the general election and continue in power beyond 2023. This assertion was made known by the Deputy Director of Publicity of the Presidential Campaign Council of the party, Ali M. Ali, at his office in Abuja during a conversation with a Live TV correspondent. Here is an excerpt.
Standing very strong, we're standing tall, we are confident without the alliances. We're going to cruise to victory because we have the optics are clear. We have the highest number of governors, legislators, and we have the advantage of incumbency. Now, when you take on the scale, you weigh all these aspects. You talk about Atiku, so far the foremost challenger. But Atiku is a spent force. He can't go anywhere. Numerically speaking, the Northeast, if you look at his region now, he's from the Northeast. In the Northeast, we have 3 60s, 3 controlled by APC, 3 controlled by PDP. And then we have our vice presidential candidate from the Northeast, also from Borno. Borno is in the hands of APC. Now, only a couple of days ago, the outgoing president, launched the campaign, a gubernatorial campaign in Adamawa. Say, look at the crowd there. That's the home state of the presidential candidate of the PDP, who I say is a spent force. He has continually been in
the ballot.
Yes, in the last couple of years.
Fair.
But you see, people mistake. There is no way you can juxtapose Atiku with Buhari in the popularity scale up north. There is no way. They are not the same. Buhari, till this moment, he has monstrous popularity. Notwithstanding what we itemize, the insecurity, inflation, is still monstrously popular. If Buhari, but for constitutional term limit, if he chooses to run a third time, you'll be surprised the number of people who vote for him. Now, not people like you who clearly you have your own, being in the media, but people in the rural, he has a constituency, and that's why he was asked to run for, the Asuwaju supported him. Now, if you're looking at a block votes now, the Southwest traditionally, the Southwest has always supported one of their own. They've never veered from that. You understand, traditionally. So we're talking of block votes, Asuwaju will deliver the Southwest, where in the Northeast is going to be 50-50. The real battleground is the Northwest, where 22 million voters. The Northwest is the biggest single block vote. And look at, in the Northwest, how many states are there? There are 7. Out of the 7, 6 are APC control, except for Sokoto.
Moscow named a new commander for its invasion of Ukraine, while Russia private military firm Wagner Group said its capture of the salt mining town Solidar in eastern Ukraine was complete, though the Ukrainian military said the battle was not over. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu on Wednesday appointed Chief of the General Staff Valery Gerasimov as overall commander for special military operations in Ukraine. The change effectively demoted General Sergei Surovikin, who was appointed only in October to lead the invasion and oversaw heavy attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Lastly, in sports, a record-breaking free-throw shooting performance from Jimmy Butler has left the Heat coach Eric Spoelstra impressed. With less than a minute left in the game, Miami was down with 111 to 106, but relied with a three-pointer from Victor Oladipo and a layup from Butler to equalize the score. Butler continued his flawless performance at the foul line to put the Heat ahead and break an NBA record. Thank you for watching. Have a restful night.